Yes, my friend, and everyone who is in the church today. Today, we are dealing with nutrition, but not every type of nutrition. We are dealing with nutrition care of a person who has anemia. Sorry about that. Uh, People that have anemia should have specialized nutrition care, nutrition that is based on whatever they are suffering from. And as we spoke, you saw anemia is low blood, um, low blood hemoglobin levels, not the volume of blood. So if anemia is low blood hemoglobin levels, what kind of nutrition do these people need so that at least they can enhance what is called, there can be enhancement of red blood cells in their body. So what do? We check on foods that stimulate some issues in the some issues in the sorry, some issues like we saw megaloblastic anemia, the cells, lack of B12 can cause something. So nutrition care in anemia focuses on supplying nutrients required for red blood cells production, prevent complication, and supporting recovery. When anemia occurs in conditions like leukemia, myelofibrosis, you remember myelofibrosis, we saw it happens in long bones, whereby the, 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 the between we have the pulp that is between the long bone, it becomes fibrotic. It forms fibrous layers that they cannot do what? They cannot produce cells that will produce red blood cells, the myeloblasts, the cells that produce red blood cells. So in things like aplastic anemia, nutrition becomes supportive care because these diseases affect the bone marrow. You understand? Yes, Mercy Grace, welcome to the channel. We are talking about nutrition when it comes to HB that is down, hemoglobin levels that is down. So we have said there are some situations whereby we can get like the normocytic. We get conditions like leukemia, myelofibrosis, and aplastic anemia, whereby the bone marrow has become what? The bone marrow has become fibrous. You know, the bone marrow should be like a pulp, but when it becomes fibrous, you cannot produce red blood cells. So what happens is we just supplement like it doesn't help, but it's just supportive. So we go on nutrition care in anemia. Yes, Uncle is here. I saw Uncle running in the morning. It was so good and encouraging. That was so nice. I liked it. Sometimes exercise helps so many things. Exercise helps stimulate insulin so that you can stay away from being diabetic. Exercise helps your brain to regenerate some cells. Exercise helps your muscles. You get it? To do some works. You get it? Exercise helps your pancreas, everything. Exercise is very important when it comes to diabetes, and even when it comes to regeneration of cells like in anemia also it helps. Now, when you do general nutrition care for all anemia, we are talking generally for all anemia patients, iron is essential for hemoglobin formation. Please don't forget to like the video and share to your friend. It may help someone who doesn't know what to do next. So it is important you take foods that are rich in iron. General, anyone who is anemic, it's important to take foods that are rich in iron. And these foods that are rich in iron, these foods that are rich in iron, what are the foods that are rich in iron? What are these foods that are rich in iron? The liver, red meat is rich in iron. chicken. I'm talking about animal foods. Animal foods, and we have fish also is rich in iron. But when we go to plant source, when you don't want to take too much of red meat, maybe you are having gout arthritis, fish, chicken, you can do plant. You can do plant sources like beans, lentils, spinach, the kales, fortified cereals, and pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are really rich in iron. So these are the foods that we eat and feel we are having rich. So I've said you can take either animal source or plant source. So animal source, you've said liver, red meat, chicken, fish. But there is another option of plant food sources whereby we get beans, lentils, spinach, kales. Kales in Kenya is called sukuma wiki, fortified cereals, and pumpkin seeds. You see, combine plant iron with vitamin C to improve absorption. So when you take uh, plant ions, vitamin C, and you take vitamin C, it helps to absorb. It's like a co-transporter. When you want to transport something, you have to put it on a vehicle or something so vitamin C here is like a vehicle of taking the iron to your body. So most of the time you see when people have low immunity, they are being told to take vitamin C. It's because vitamin C is a co-transporter. It takes more nutrients to your body. You get it? Now, vitamin C. What is vitamin C and where can we get vitamin C? Today's topic we are talking about how we can do things naturally, foods that we can eat to help our body not to be anemic. So, if you've taken your lentils, your beans, yes, your pumpkin seeds, and you want more absorption of iron in your body, what do you do? Natural things. Oranges. Oranges are having vitamin C, enough of vitamin C. Lemon, pineapples, mangoes, tomatoes, green pepper. I saw pepper has more of vitamin C. Pepper, the green one, it has more of vitamin C. So you take even pepper as you take your beans and lettuce. So that combination helps each other to enrich you with the iron. Yeah? Increase vitamin B12. Vitamin B12, very important when it comes to iron formation. So where do we get vitamin B12 in the body? Needed for red blood cells maturation. You see, when megaloblasts, I know everyone now knows what megaloblasts are. Megaloblasts are cells that are in the bone marrow that are not mature to be red blood cells. So when they are produced, you need vitamin B12. You need vitamin B12 to make them mature, to make them strong and continue their work of transporting oxygen to the body. You see, so where can we get vitamin B12? Very important. Cereals. Cereals are the best when it comes to vitamin B12. We have fish, meat, milk, and eggs, but don't overdo a lot of eggs. You understand eggs have a lot of cholesterol and they may have a problem. You remember how we talked about thrombosis, emboli, between the bloodstream. We want to avoid having other issues. So you just take enough. Don't overdo. We will know what enough means. Yeah. You those are the things that you can eat and you get vitamin B12. So vitamin B12 helps you to the cells, the megaloblasts, to mature to mature red blood cells that can help you. But I've said vitamin C is a co-transporter. It takes what you've eaten, secures the iron, and helps it to go through your body to help you. So we continue. There is another one. There is another one which is called increased folate. Folate, vitamin B9, folate, the one that we give women when they are pregnant. Requires for DNA formation and red blood cell production. You see, when a woman is pregnant, there is a lot of DNA production and cells that are multiplying. And when these cells don't get enough folate, what does it do? You'll produce a kid that has complications. But when your DNAs are growing on well, and that process is called embryology, is continuing well because you have enough folate, your kid comes out maturely and well, healthy. But here now we are talking about iron, iron, eh? Red blood cells. We don't want people to have anemia. So where can we get folate, B9, rather than not going to the chemist or pharmacy to buy the folate and take it, the tablet? You take dark green vegetables. The green matter, the dark green vegetables have folate in them in plenty. And then we have beans. You see, all these are plant materials. So folate is better got from plant materials, avocados, bananas. Bananas are also rich in potassium. Groundnuts are rich in folate. So when you're taking these meals, you are helping your red blood cells or the pulp inside the bone marrow to create more good more good cells that are rich in 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 vitamin B9. Folate is vitamin B9, which is folate. You see, so your DNA becomes active, and the megaloblasts. I'm trying so much to avoid medical terms so that we can understand. That's why you're seeing me thinking before I yes. So megaloblasts are cells of uh, the, the red blood cells that are between your bone marrows. I call them the pulp. So B9, the folate, its work is to do what? Is to help them form the DNA. You know, even the cell have their own DNAs. So I've said you take the dark green vegetables, the beans, the avocado, banana, and groundnuts. And then everyone who is watching in the chat, welcome. And if you have a question, today I'm just talking about nutrition. It's not complicated. If you have a question, please place it on the channel. We help each other to understand. If you can add something, we also invite you to add us something. Yes, you may tell me something that I've never known. Good one. And remember to like the video and share also. Your likes are motivating, and I like everyone likes to be motivated. Yes, adequate protein intake. Protein helps bone marrow produce blood cells because most of the blood cells are produced from amino acids, and amino acids are proteins. So sources are like eggs, milk, you see, meat, fish, beans, soy, and soy products. Soy products, you understand them. Soy products. Now, there are some things that at times you need to avoid. You need to avoid some things to reduce iron absorption. You may take your food well and be satisfied that you've taken food and you are okay. You get it? But in turn, you create a problem by taking foods that will reduce absorption. So, what are these foods that can reduce absorption? There is tea and coffee with milk. Those people that like taking tea, they like taking tea with food at the same time, or tea after food immediately. It reduces iron absorption. It's not encouraged. You may wait for like 1 hour to 3 hours before you take the tea. You get it? So there is excess calcium with iron-rich foods. There are some people who take calcium supplements. Just immediately after food, they take supplements. You see, it reduces the iron absorption. It is not encouraged. You may be thinking you are doing the best thing, but for the people who are anemic, you are not helping them. So for a person who is anemic, don't give tea after giving the food that I've mentioned, or the supplements that are needed for iron. We have the ranferon supplement. You don't give a person ranferon supplements, the syrup or the capsules, and then after you've given, you encourage this person to take coffee or tea. It's not okay. You are reducing the absorption of the iron that we need this person to have to create the red blood cells. Highly processed foods. This processed food, canned meats, there are some food that they have additives. And when you take these additives like preservatives and when person eats them, they bind to the iron and then they react. So the iron may not be absorbed. It goes directly to your stomach and then you go to the loop. You see? So men do not need to get vitamin B9. They need, it is important. You see, Uncle has asked this question. So men do not need to get vitamin B9. They need vitamin B9, which is folate. For I was in talking about women because when a woman is pregnant, this woman needs more of nutrients. But it doesn't mean for a man doesn't need these nutrients. You see, it helps to produce in making of the red blood cells to mature. So if you doesn't eat well and you are anemic and you are a man, you will continue being anemic. We really need, as men, you still really need these products so that your red blood cells that are immature can mature far much better, mostly when you are anemic. So uncle, they really need, it's important they take. Now we continue. Think I've answered that. Now we continue. How about black coffee? Now uncle, black coffee is not bad, but we are dealing with a case of a person who is anemic. You get it? And this person needs supplements so that he or she can get better faster. And then you are giving coffee. Coffee will bind to iron and it will not be absorbed. So any type of coffee, any type of calcium rich food or iron with you get it. You don't give after you've given these meals that we have talked about. It will not be absorbed. Don't give highly processed foods because of the additives in those processed foods will suppress the absorption of iron. So if you give black coffee, it is still coffee. It will suppress the absorption of iron. Remember, we are dealing with a person who is anemic and we are trying to boost some HB levels to come to normal. Yes, we continue. Nutrition care in specific bone marrow disorders. Now, we have talked about a person who has, uh, let's say, normal. Uh, we have seen a person that has malaria and has gone, the HB has gone down. We talked how malaria can bring anemia. Now we want to deal with people that have problems in their bone marrow, like people who have leukemia. You know, this one you cannot change. Specific bone marrow disorder because they have a problem in their bone marrow. Leukemia, let's talk about leukemia. It's a cancer of white blood cells that interferes with normal blood formation. Treatment like chemotherapy also affects nutrition. When people go for chemotherapy, those drugs are so heavy, they destroy your nutrients. You get it? So, when a person is suffering from leukemia, what do you do? Your goal should be this: maintain strength and immunity. Prevent weight loss because you know weight loss is a problem when it comes to drugs. Manage treatment side effects. Prevent infections. Infections with leukemia is a bad thing. You get it? Nutrition recommendation comes like this. You take meat, highly protein and caloric diet. Protein that have high calories. Meat, eggs, milk and beans, and peanut butter. those ones have high calories. Remember, we are dealing with a person who is sick but has a problem with the pulp, the bone marrow itself, that is producing more than required white blood cells. You get it? So you need high protein levels here, because as this person produces more white blood cells, what happens? They die faster and they don't mature well. They don't mature well. So their job in your body will not be done as required. So you give high protein so that they can help this person to the cells to mature. Meat, eggs, milk, beans, and peanut butter. Now, iron, B12, and folate foods, we have seen them. They are very important to this person because the iron will help formation of the red blood cells, supporting our red blood cells production. You get it? Adequate fluid to prevent dehydration. With dehydration, with a person who is in leukemia or a person who is in sickle cell anemia, you understand sickle cell anemia is cells that are produced from the bone marrow that are not normal cells. These people can get a lot of pain when they are dehydrated. So you have to rehydrate. In medicine, there is a term we use which is called sequestration. This person can have a very bad day in pain because of only dehydration. So we avoid leaving these people without some water every time this person should take fluids that have nutrients. Adequate fluids prevent dehydration is very important. Remember, this part we are dealing with a person who is having a problem, not like the other part. Soft or easy to eat foods in mouth sore occur. You see, the people that have problems like leukemia, sickle cell, most of the time you'll find them with mouth sores because of infections like Candida albicans. Candida albicans is a fungus, is a fungal infection. So it causes mouth sores. And when they are formed, they are so painful. So you don't give hot things like hot porridge, hot tea, mashed potatoes. No, you give some lukewarm and some yogurt. So soft or easy to eat foods in mouth if this person has mouth sores to prevent pain. You see, pain is not a good thing. It's only a good thing at accident in an accident that you'll know this person is screaming because of pain, and I have to find out who is not screaming so that I save that person. But pain can make your BP go up. You get it? So some porridge, some mashed potatoes, some yogurt can help this person to eat. Don't give things that can destroy the mouth sores and make this person feel pain. You will be dealing with pain then, high blood pressure. Food safety is very important. Food safety. Wash the fruit, vegetables, cleanliness, sanitation, and avoid raw and undercooked foods because we are dealing with a person who is sick with a type of cancer called leukemia or sickle cell. So infection we don't want. Make this person always be out of infection. And sometimes it is very important to be giving antibiotics as per a doctor. Visit a doctor, let a doctor give you some antibiotics within a month or two. We call it prophylaxis. We call it prophylaxis. Avoid unpasteurized milk because unpasteurized milk are milk that have gone through the process of removing all the bad things, the infections, and it is securely packed without any additive. Because if you take unpasteurized milk, what will happen? You may get some infections and then you start dealing with infection plus leukemia or sickle cell. That is bad. Number 3 here, nutritional care in myelofibrosis, fibrotic anemia. We talked about myelofibrosis. Let me remind, myelofibrosis is the bone marrow has stopped to be a pulp. Welcome, Leila TV. The bone marrow has stopped to be a pulp and now it is forming fibrous layer. So it cannot work as the bone marrow. Here we have the goals we should find. You see, if something is turning to be a muscle or fibrous and it should be a pulp, it will not produce the cells. So our goal here is to prevent malnutrition, manage fatigue, and supportive immunity. Because there are some genetic coverages and research that doctors are doing to come and stop this thing from becoming a fibrous, that they are still continuing, and some monoclonal antibodies. There are so many. So here we only, our goal, because we want this person to be okay. Hmm? We want this person to be okay. We prevent malnutrition, manage fatigue, because when you have a myelofibrotic anemia, that the bone marrow is becoming a pulp. You are always fatigued because of low oxygen. So you support immunity by giving antibiotics and sanitation. Always have masks wherever you go out and you feel that people can have some flu. You see, prevent any infection. This is a very important part, because so many people have their patients at home that are suffering from sickle cell and leukemias, and myelofibrosis, and they don't know what to do. They just walk in supermarkets without masks. They eat foods. They go to the garden. They pluck any fruit and they eat, not knowing that they are exposing themselves to infection. And you know, multiple infection is resistance to antibiotics, and that one is closer to death. When you are having multiple infection and you are having resistance to antibiotics, that one we always call it closer to death. So please, let's take care of these people that have these conditions carefully. Now, nutrition recommendation for these people. What are the nutrition recommendations? Iron rich foods, very important, so that the pulp that has remained, that is not fibrous in the bone marrow, can produce more hemoglobin and help this person. You get it? Folate and B12 to mature, to help the cells mature. Small frequent meals is very important. You see, and then we have here, we have to finish this today. I'm just about to finish. We have nutritional care for aplastic anemia. Aplastic anemia occurs when the bone marrow stops producing blood cells. Imagine your bone marrow has just stopped producing blood cells. Hmm? Imagine your bone marrow has just stopped producing blood cells. What do you do? Hmm? You need these cells. You really need these cells. And if your bone marrow has stopped producing blood cells, what do you do? This is what you do. Doctor, talk about adding milk or cream in veggies while cooking. For high, there is a question here. There is a question here that is being asked. It is very important question. Talk about adding or cream in veggies while cooking, or how HBs or just a normal person for low HBs. It's very important at times to know what you are binding. You see, we have said there are some things you don't eat when you get it, and there are some things you use when. So it is very important for a normal person to do this. Your body will pick what is needed and you will be healthy. And it's also very important for a person who is sick, because it will help that person to so know how to do things. You've given proteins, and now you need vitamin C. This is a sick person. You go for an orange so that this person can get the vitamin C, can capture the iron from the veggies, from the protein, to help co-transport. You see, and here Mercy Grace is saying milk or creamy in veggies while cooking. Now you see that one is you've given folate from the veggies and cream, which is a protein. So you've given both at the same time. So that is good for everyone, for a person who is okay and for a person who is sick. But for a person who is sick, always know the combination. Vitamin C helps to carry the iron to the blood system to bone marrow, and then folate helps to maturity of the red blood cells. So you take, after giving folate and proteins, after some time you give this person a fruit that has vitamin C. But your question is okay, you can give for anyone, for normal person. But when it comes to a sick person, we know now what to do. I think I've answered that question correctly. Now we continue here. Nutrition recommendation for aplastic anemia. Aplastic anemia, I've said, is just you've reached somewhere and your bone marrows are not producing any red blood cells. So here, what do we do? You may be producing, but it is a small amount of red blood cells. Here, what do? We give high protein diet. High protein diet, supportive repair, and blood formation, for supportive repair and blood formation. And then remember, iron, folate, and B12. Very important. I've said iron helps in iron and B12, they help in production of red megaloblast. But maturity, we come to folate. You get it? So we let's know how to give these foods, B12 and iron and folate. You get it? So that we know how to and know what to avoid. I've already said what to avoid. Now here, this one help blood cells production, iron, folate, and B12. Immune supportive foods are very important, like fruits and vegetables, to form the barriers, soldiers of the body, the white blood cells of the body, fruits and vegetables. Zinc sources. Zinc is very important. Don't buy zinc in the shops. You have them at home. Nuts, seeds, and meat. Very important. This one, they help in supporting the immunity of the body. You get it? The immunity of the body by production of the white blood cells. Strict food hygiene, that one we have talked about, and it's very important. Yes, is there anyone who has a question? Because I'm seeing like my time is going up. Strict food hygiene, that one we have talked about, because here we are dealing with a person who is sick. Very important to have that strict food hygiene. Supportive nutritional guidance, like eat energy dense foods. Energy dense foods are those proteins, amino acids. People use them. Yes, they help manage fatigue. Eat small, frequent meals. Don't eat a lot of, for a sick person, this person does not need a lot of food at once. No. Small, frequent foods, because they will help more energy production and breakdown. But when you take a lot of food, it becomes a problem to the person, even in digestion, and this person is sick. That reminds me, for a person who wants to cut weight, also it happens. It helps. When you eat foods, small foods, over a short period of time, it will help you to the breakdown of energy is gotten from the small food that you have taken, and it goes away from your stomach, so you cut weight. But for a sick person, it helps maintain the struggle of breaking food continuously, so this person may get enough energy. Always remember to stay rehydrated, always. Very important in these conditions. We have said in special conditions like leukemia and sickle cell. Manage loss of appetite by some supplement use, nutritional snacks, add healthy fats like avocado and groundnut. Can we have excess everything in our body? No, like excess RBCs. Oh, okay, like excess RBCs, and how is it helpful? Now, excess becomes a problem, Leila. When you have a lot of excess red blood cells, that's another condition that we will talk about them tomorrow. You see, leukemia is excess of white blood cells, and when it becomes excess, it kills some functions in your body and you become sick. So it is not important. Your body is programmed to have what it requires. So when things are excess, that's where a problem comes. And when things are so low, like in anemia, that is when a problem comes. So tomorrow we are going to see how excess of HB can be a problem. So, Leila, it's not advised to have excess, and it's very hard to have excess unless your body has a problem. You get it? Unless your body has a problem. So we have said now manage loss of appetite by taking the avocado, groundnuts, nutritional snacks, and always monitor weight, monitor hemoglobin levels because this is a sick person, follow medical treatment alongside. And I will say this again, for people who have malaria and you have anemia, you have to be treated malaria so that anemia can go away as we, but the period that you are sick, we should take care of the anemia. People that are having chronic issues that are continuous, like the sickle cell, that one is a continuous help. We will continue doing what we have talked about. But you see, when you have had malaria and you are okay, the other parasite has gone, or you have hookworms and it has gone, you can take normal food. 36 minutes. Yes, thank you, everyone. I'll give 1 minute to everyone or someone who has another last question before I log out. Who has a question, please? Any question that is pending? Any question that is pending? Any question that is pending in the group? We can continue or something. Thank you so much for the great advice. Thank you, Uncle. Please, everyone, you can like, share with the people that you think it can help. So, general, as I finish, general anemia, general anemia, you can use iron, B12, folate, and protein. In leukemia, high calorie, you can put this down. In conditions like general anemia, iron, B12, folate, and protein. Leukemia, you need no question, but not thanks, Leila. In leukemia, high calories, proteins, and food safety. You need food safety. This person should not be hungry. He needs those supplements to food supplements to produce the cells. In myelofibrosis, we have said where the pulp, the bone marrow is fibrous, it's turning to tissue. Balanced diet, frequent meals, so that the small pulp that remains is active always. Aplastic anemia, aplastic you saw, where you have a problem with production of the myeloblasts. You do this, protein, vitamins, and prevent infections. This one, you will help these people. And if you feel you missed something and you need to ask, always just email me. I'll answer back. Have a very nice day. Have a very nice day. For those that are here, have channels, we will support you. You can see like Jamaican Uncle will always be supportive on your products on the channel. Be blessed and have a nice day. Let's meet tomorrow on the topic that we have said.